Big welcome to you, Capricorn. Capricorn, you know that now we have the sun in Taurus, which is as well a earth sign. Taurus is a fixed sign and you are a cardinal sign, right? So you feel this fixedness, maybe not as comfortable, right? You maybe not liking it that the sun is making or is highlighting the moon, which is in your sign, is making you a little fixed. But as you know, we can always when we realize these constellations are affecting us in the end, it's like we can actually do something about it. Now remember, I am again and again showing the evolution of 3 different cards, right? Because I feel like a lot of the recent cards are actually coming out of them. So if you don't want to see them at the beginning, please go directly to the reading. This takes me sometimes 15 to 20 minutes, right? I go through the sun, where the sun is stationing, that affects your ego, your external part. I go then through the moon, which is what affects you, right? And that's why I'm doing the reading today, because the moon is in Capricorn. So I get a feeling of where you're at or what you're feeling. And then, of course, I look into your court card, not long, but I look into your court card so that you understand, right? If you maybe not the classical Capricorn court card, maybe you a little bit earlier or maybe you a little bit later, and that's what makes the combination also so much more interesting, right? We're not all the same. We also have then other planets, but I'm not going into those, right? Otherwise the reading never ends. So here quickly, Taurus in the Hermetic Tarot. This was a secret brotherhood that was formed 1888, and they were very much studying, right, the tree of life. They were studying here a higher consciousness that was actually bringing them a clear message. If you're ready for it, you know that the message is for you, or the message that comes broken down, not "Hi, I am here, my name is Angel and you can trust me." It's however you get the information, that's how the information comes to you. The earth sign down here, the symbol, and here inside the symbol of Taurus, right? The horns of the bull connected with the elephant in the Hindu religion, because of course we're the holy cow, not the Taurus, right? They made it masculine. So in India it was the holy cow, the 2 pillars, and of course today mostly the information that's coming down in this month. Then these 2 men, Edgar Wade, which became very famous, right? His cards are really known, and so we got to look at that. 1910, 1944, but printed 1969. The triangle here again, as there's 2 people that want to learn an action. The triangle that's pointing upward is actually fire, is rajas, is I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to understand. 3 steps, 3 circles, right? The pentagram, the number 5, penta, the 5th dimension, the last physical human dimension that we can actually understand spiritual messages. And here we go, one is falling out. Right? Also symbols and signs here. When something falls out, wants to speak maybe a little stronger. The star children, it's the concern of the high priest, of the rabbi, of the lama. He is concerned about humanity, understanding the message that he gets. The 4 fixed sign, which Taurus is one of them. And so when we look at the evolution of this, right, we can see there is this grandeur, there is this, particularly here, right, they're sitting on a throne, they're just like, I am here, giving you an understanding of what groundedness, what spiritual the institution should look like. Now here, with the card that fell out, is the mediator, right? Or the peacemaker. And you can see in the back, you think it would be stones, but it's a tree line from a forest. He stands here, he has 5 people, right? Here he has 2, but they wanted to connect to the number 5. That's a group, right? And it's also, they say, this is the first time that from 0 to number 5, 3 people are shown in the card. Before it was always just one person. He is the mediator, he is the peacemaker, and he's the one that is between self and world. I mediate, right? I create peace, but also inner peace lives to the outside because meditation. We got to meditate, we got to look inwards, we got to come back to the ground, not sitting on the throne between, yes, of course, but it became way out there, and we don't even have a connection to these priests anymore. We don't feel them. This is the new religion that is coming, which is more, we're together here. Then in the Handel Tarot, why I show the Handel Tarot? Because, of course, he brought the Hebrew letters with the rune alphabet, which is one of the great Norse language, the Old Norse, right? It was whispering. Raunen in German is whispering. We whisper spells, to spell. I put a spell on you, right? It's kind of bringing these words into a vibration, and they were listening to it. And he's listening. They are whispering. He's going close with his ear, and he's like, okay, what are you saying, right? What are you telling me? He's listening, and he is praying. He's holding his hands. There's also 3 people here. The light that guides him. And of course, Taurus symbol. And he holds the key, the message. Now, here the message in the Hermann Handel Tarot was, he was a prisoner from the war, and a Jewish soldier was saving his life. So he was incorporating the mystical rune and the mystical Hebrew alphabet as like that reconciliation between 2 nations that was broken after the war. Here my card is bowing down again, bringing the 5 points, bringing the head, the 2 hands and the 2 feet down into the star, into the pentagram, into the star child, right? And it's this exhale. When we exhale, we let go, we empty, we down here, we have nothing left. Then to listen, right? When we exhale, we're in a state of nothingness, so that when we inhale, we can bring the future to us, active, the arrow going up, but here creating the hexagram, right? In my High Priestess card, she is in this position, and of course Hierophant means the High Priest, and so here from the High Priestess we bow down, right? We start coming down, and the male starts realizing we need to again active to come back. He is the one that's searching for the answers. She just receives it because she's that feminine, and the feminine always receives, right? It's that what gets penetrated, and the masculine is up and saying, here I am searching for it. I am wanting to be part of the spiritual active search for the message. Now you are a cardinal sign, and the cardinal sign begins things, right? You begin winter. You begin here again to let us know that the days are getting minuscule, right? Longer, but nevertheless, right? The pentagram pointing downwards, right? Almost like I'm putting my head down into the earth. I am bowing down. I am going down. The pentagram was though then as a negative energy, like was abused, was not distributed in a good way. So the dark night of the soul, the dark, we're chained to a fertility ritual, right? And you, of course, with the pentagram now pointing to the third eye, saying that's the only way out with the horns to reach up into higher consciousness, right? Your path is to go deep within, to look deep within in that dark night for the light that can only be found within. And of course, attached to the hormones, have you ever felt how much hormones are actually controlling you? I guess yes, when adrenaline, testosterone, estrogen is shooting in, we almost have no hold. We're really chained to that, right? And of course, the church made it a devilish thing, made it here almost a phallic energy, because the church here says, or Aleister Crowley says, it's the penis. It's right. You can see what it is. And we are in a masculine, the most masculine energy there is. Nevertheless, it's dark, it's the womb, it's the fertile ground to plant the next generation, to plant the seed in that darkness. Then, of course, in the medicine woman, it is, and I need to quickly look because these are German cards. I have the English cards in Israel. The trickster. The trickster is a very interesting card, right? Really quickly, he is the realization of bondage begets liberation. We are captivated by the trickster, right? The devil is lived, spelled backward. It is living and looking only to what has been, that binds us to this world. In other words, it's really the opposite of living, which is a moving forward, right? Very interesting. You're chained by the point of view that what is out there limits you. Very interesting. You can transmute this devil by realizing that the past can be transcended. And again, the past can be transcended, right? Because when I inhale, the future comes to me. When I exhale, it becomes the past. We have to let go, no matter what information has come to us, right? No matter how important this message or how broken it was, right? We gotta let it go. We gotta exhale, let it go into the past. But that's when I come down to the earth. It's an oxymoron. That's what's happening here. So, and then the Handel Tarot, again, we can see here the snake, Kundalini, the sexual energy. We can see here very clearly the third eye. We can see his horns, right? This goat is looking a little funny. Here's a crystal, and it's again that light that is guiding him through the darkness, through this sexual energy that is controlling him, right? Quite strongly. My card, I did first the game of life between fertility and coming together, the earth and the sky. It's a picture up in the sky, then the light within the dark and the dark within the light. And here the sun rising, and here, though, this inner third eye, because it's a balancing pose. And when I use balancing poses, I need to focus very strongly on the third eye, on my inner eye. All right, here I created 6 or 3 pairs. It's almost again like the 3 stages, 1, 2, 3 stages to enlightenment, but also 1, 2, 3 stages to bowing down to yourself, to your higher self, which then becomes the 5-point, right? That star, we're bowing down to that place within us, to that humanness within us, and realize that the stage is set to rise, right? And here the stage is the 6 chakras, the third eye is the central. Of course, beyond here is the light and the rays that are already going down here, and the sun down here as well. It's almost like the sun is behind here. And this is the longest night, right? And the shortest day, as that pointing last dancer pose pointing to it, right? And we are attached to this dimension, and these are the last dimension to 21, the card number 21, which is the world. If you're born, or the universe, if you're born between December 12th to January 8th, of course, look below. If you have your birthday before that, you are then connected to the Knight of Wands, and if you have your birthday after, you're connected to the King of Swords. And here I love how white and black are interlaced with the horns, with that knowledge. Is we creating a combination of oneness. She is the fertility goddess. She always is pregnant with the next child, right? That's also why the church was somehow making, of course it's necessary, right? We need the next generation, but they wanted you to just have a quick moment like animals, right? No pleasure. So they made it devilish, right? They made it negative. So here again, she sits fertile with the earth in her hand, the grass proportionately big, right? And of course here she is the power place of the stones, right? We have plenty for all, we have enough, right? We can give it to all people. Here in the Handel Tarot, you are the Spider Woman, and the Spider Woman is through the Navajo mythology. She's the helper, she's the protector of humanity. Again, the number 5 in a way, right? Because 1 and 5 is card number 15. So there is again the 5 inside, human, but the next level, right? That you, Capricorn, are bringing into this play. You also cast a web of wisdom over humanity. You're the grandmother. You're the teacher of survival skills, right? And you're also a weaver of thoughts. You bring to us the new thoughts. So you are the one that is catching the information that wants to come down, right? So let's have a look. What kind of message are you bringing to us? I have new cards. They're only in German right now, the Mystic Tarot and Mystic Moments. So we will have to see when I pick the oracle how I am translating it. Now, on a day like this, it's an Earth Day. It's a little colder than usual. And it is a little colder today, right? I had to put socks back on. We like to eat roots. We like to eat salty things on a day like this. And also, you are, of course, connected to the cardiovascular system. Then your element or your planet is Saturn. Saturn is the element of the past, the elders, right? The ancestors that have been here before, which is in a way almost like the institution, the church, the elders that are helping us to understand. You are structured, right? You are successful, you're ambitious, very ambitious, right? You're the one that climbs all the way up into the mountains so you can get the salt, right? The Capricorn loves to lick salt, right? And he needs it for his bones, he needs it for him to be able to be so strong. You're a little sober, right? You're also connected to the 10th house, which is the social status. You can also be a little bit serious, but you're also responsible. You like to work. You're very structured, self-critical. You're the teacher, right? Because Saturn is a teacher, so you like to teach. And sometimes you have to be careful that you're not teaching from the material, right? But you like to take responsibility, and also responsibility for your action, which is very beautiful, right? There is your first oracle. Number 26, transformation. Have a look before I say anything to this card. Just look at it and see if you feel something coming up, right? If you notice that something is talking to you. The message. This is the month where we learn to receive the message, right? In the ego, in the I have received a message. What are you going to do with it? I see that the front part, the heart part of her dress has transformed. She's transforming through her heart. She's here with this butterfly. She is looking into the past, and she's transforming everything that she's seen, everything that she knows, into the next level. The 2 is again 2 wings it needs for us to be able to fly. Before she was just 1. She was a little caterpillar, just 1. And now she has 2 wings. Let's see what she is saying. 26 is the number 8. Transformation, self-identity, self-realization or identity, and transformation, like I said. So it's in German, I have to translate it, okay? This woman is a seeker, pushed by the infinite question, who am I? Her dotted red dress has already in front of her heart become a butterfly. The transformation has started. Gentle is her hand touching her chest. Is this butterfly already melted with her body? Is she following the call of her heart, the call of her soul? This card allows a lot of more questions to be open. Maybe you find clarity by searching for answers. Are you the woman that you always wanted to become? Or did you get lost on the way? Who are you behind your mask? How honest are you allowing How honest are you allow yourself in your quiet moment? What is pushing you forward? What is making you burn? When you can answer all these questions, then you truly can transform your life. Your life becomes lighter because you're flying, and yourself are become light like a butterfly. Beautiful, right? I don't have much to say, because now let's have a look at what the Mystic Tarot is saying. Two of Swords. And again, right, when we look at the two wings, and again, 8 is infinite, is also two circles. And in the center, in that oneness, we come together. The same is now almost reflecting here in this house in your head, that you have always two questions still. You have questions about life, but there's only one entrance in the end that really matters. It's that one body that really matters. Right? So the 2 is Moon in Libra, is sometimes questioning our motives, question all these questions, right, that I just read to you. The answers, it's always coming to that one answer. Always. In the end, one answer is truly, because it's the 2 is that infinite, the 28 is that infinite cycle of shifting between up and down, right? Inhale and exhale. Constantly. Now, for me, this card is more clear. It's that light with the dark, or the yin and the yang, right? Within the yin is the yang, and within the yang is the yin. Here you're dancing, right? Up in the sky, you're dancing constantly between these two energies. But it's always that one energy that's important. Here she is, like her and the two wings, but in the end, she's connecting to that one answer. Then you got the 4 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles, and that is Mercury in Taurus. Very beautiful. How she shows that she is trapping, or she's holding this flower upside down in her skirt, in her cage. So again, it's Taurus, right? It's that going, the light is up here, but the light comes down. And at one point, of course, when we cut a flower, she will die, she will become part of the transformation. She will wither, right? She will transform. But here, for some reason, right, you are feeling a little defeated. You feel a little... it has to do also that you feel poor. You feel that you don't have enough money to make the next step. Nevertheless, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows, right? And you have to understand that this path is 1, 2, 3. I just wanted to see if there's 1, 2, 3, 5 leaves that also leave that the transformation is you go up, but also you need to let go of the old, right? And she is becoming part of this root system with her hair, and hair is antenna. Right? Her cards, I have to tell you, I cannot take too many of her cards, right? I used to have like 9 cards as a reading. 6 is maximum, because it's incredible how many stories are I could talk about when I look at her cards, right? They're very strong. So there is a moment of, you need to transform, you need to shift, you need to find your center, you need to get answers, right? So these two birds keep constantly talking to each other. Yeah, but I do it like this. Yeah, but I do it like that, right? Yeah, but I am the woman. Yeah, but I am the man. And da 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 da. One. Centered. go into your goat, go into your personality, go into your center, go into the butterfly who has two wings, move them together. And even though you're in the center here as well, the number 5, right? Between ace and 10, you're the 5. This is Gevura. This is where you're learning the up and the down of all the stories. We can learn. This is Gevura, Gevura, Gevura. I'm learning, right? Is strength or severity. You gaining a strength through this situation, through this difficult situation, and you can break free out of it by inhale coming up, exhale letting go. Down here is that flower. Inhale, go up to the light. Find again, when you inhale, the future is shining a light onto your path. Inhale, right? Inhale, the future comes to us. Exhale, we go and release the future into the past, which is, of course, the teacher, Saturn, right? We need to realize that the inhale is the future coming to you, and exhale, it's becoming the past. That's where I'm empty again. That's where I'm quiet. Not inhale, right? In the future is coming, I'm full. Exhale, I'm emptying. But in between, the spots between inhale and exhale, what's there? A gap. In our breath, we call this kumbhaka, right? We inhale, we're full, we're stop. The diaphragm is stopping. We're holding the breath within. Exhale, again, the diaphragm is stopping. I'm empty. We're holding again in the nothingness. It's that infinite loop. It's that infinite light of the butterfly, right? He is using his wings, both of them. So there's a transformation happening, and as we also can see, you see, it's like these cards are really, I mean, you can really do great readings. I'm just really fascinated by them. I mean, my readings have shifted completely now since I have these cards. The red dress and the red flower, right? And of course, there is also red here in your card. It's the first chakra. I gave you a red tulip. I naturally was wearing a red t-shirt, right? And it's that red. The red is that I am active, going and searching and looking for that message. That message is there. It's coming to you. The message is there that wants you to go into a transformation, a growing cycle, a learning cycle, right? All the 5s are negative. There's not one positive 5. And 5 is, of course, the Hierophant, is this priest, is saying, I have learned my lesson through the difficulties, right? That's why for me, this is not working. It's not working anymore. No one wants to listen to a person like this. They sometimes even have become so distant from all of what humanity is about, right? The shamans, yeah, they walk the earth, not some pompous priest, right, who's like gold and, you know, wearing a crown. No, you better come down. You bow down. And that's what you feel. There is something also teaching you now to listen to the message, right? And the message is, of course, always both have to go through this one hole. So beautiful. Okay, so the next card came upside down. It lay upside down, facing up like this, so I have to understand the message like it. Now, have a look. if it had come out right upright, then here the cycle is closed. The inhale up and the exhale down. You see? Exhale down, inhale up, or the other way, right? It doesn't matter if you inhale down and exhale up. But it's reverse, and I will read the words. Ace of Wands, right? And Wands is action, is doing. If it's upright, it says creative potential, initiative, possibilities, engagement, and passion. Reverse, not enough ambition, direction, a loss of direction, being distracted, and delays. Okay, so you're a little distracted, right? Not seeing yet. And in the Indian, the native Indian, they say, if you, if the card comes upside down, it's saying that I just want you to the reversed cards. If a card is laid out upside down, it simply means that the energy or event has, is, or should be taking place on the etheric plane and is not yet in outward manifestation. For instance, right? And now she's using an example. Then this card is meant to raise ideas of positive potential and to offer encouragement in the direction of where you then want to turn the card back to. So I feel that this is saying you are hearing now about this ace, because ace is a new beginning in creativity, in a new endeavor, right? That brings you out of this. So the birds are already talking about it. You know that you got to come into your center. You know that you got to come into your heart. You know that you got to come into inner connection, inner transformation, right? Also letting go of the old. And of course, don't let too much go that you again are losing direction, right? You don't want to lose direction. You want to turn this upside, right? So that you can now, of what you're learning, make here grow this new beautiful flower. You see how beautiful these are? I mean, it's so, so amazing, right? But you are starting to get the message, right? It's beginning. The transformation has begun. You're asking yourself questions, right? Where is this going? Where am I going? Okay, now I got three cards, perfect, 6. So, once you work on the 9 of Wands, right, then you see that, of course, no matter what, you get hurt. It's part of the duality. The beauty has also a pain in it. That's what duality is about. Duality only can create the next generation. So we are attached to this cycle, right? But there is then also, wow, look at that. This is the Six of Cups. There is then an emotional understanding of the pain lies maybe back in your childhood, comes that this situation has somehow created itself through a childhood situation or memory, right? But nevertheless, new ideas are already growing in her hair. New ideas are growing out of her head. So the solution is on its way, right? The emotional solution is on its way. And look at that. The colibri, the hummingbird, is the spiritual message of the Incas, which is the third eye, and it's leading you back to the third eye. Here you are needing to connect to your third eye, to the white within. Look within, because the Six of Wands is Jupiter in Leo, and here again the flower is upright, right? That all this pain was brought to you when you look back something in your childhood. Look at the flower, and you're looking, and it's 3 children, and it's 3 flowers, and it's 3 cards, and it's 3 women that struggle, and she remembers, and let it go. Let it absolutely go. So that now, right, once you let go of these memories, you can begin new. You begin victorious to transform yourself further from a butterfly to a hummingbird, to the third eye, to that inner seeing, that inner knowing that we have, that you have. Remember the third eye. Everywhere there is the third eye, right? In this spiritual message, pentagram pointing down. When the pentagram goes down or up, right? Here it points up. It's like a human being standing here, right? The head, the 2 arms, and the legs. And of course, there's so much more I can talk about, but it's like, otherwise this reading gets way too long. I have a feeling you even as well see your own story unfolding. Trust your inner third eye. Trust that when the 2 come together, that one entrance is found through the third eye, through the internal third eye, which is up here, right? The last step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. The third eye is the only way for you to go beyond all these childhood memories that have created a little bit of this distress, of this difficult situation, a financial, and a little bit of a lack in trusting and believing in your craft, right? And you have 5 and an ace and a 9, so it's almost like here is the number 15. How crazy is that? Your card is the number 15. It's right, 5 and 6 and 9 is now 1 and 9 is 10 and 5 is 15. We have 15. That card. This is your struggle, but it's in your past, is in your childhood, and you can, when you let it go up in this month into a higher consciousness, into the third eye. Let it be up in that release. Then you can move forward and be successful. And then what is coming here? Then everything moves really fast. Of Eight of Wands and the Eight again. The transformation then will be complete. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm really, these readings, since I have these cards, are so much more powerful, so much more imagination is put in these cards. It's unbelievable. These cards are really powerful. Then you can fly. Then you can fly, right? Then the butterfly flies. Then the hummingbird flies. Then it goes really fast. And where it goes, we see when the sun is in Gemini. In the next reading, we can see where this has brought you. Wow, 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 wow. Powerful, amazing, beautiful. I love it, right? I really love it. Again, just remember, balancing, bowing down, receiving the message. No, the third eye, that's this message for this month. Love it. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.